It's the Fantastics AFCON special. My name is Renz, and as usual, I'm always with Sabubu Elkun. We have Lord Raf here with us at Wash and Chills Lounge. We just finished watching the Super Eagles terminate their group stage adventure with a perfect record. 9 points, 3 wins, and a tons of goals scored. How are we feeling today after this? You know, a lot of us had some trepidation about the alterations that Eric Shell made to the lineup. Sabubu was anticipating a disjointed performance, but if this joint of a performance what we see now disjointed, long may disjointed performances continue as we progress into the round of 16. So quickly, I just want to hear your thoughts on what you thought about the performance and the players that came into the starting 11. Sabubu, let me start from you. What did you see about the game?
The game went well as planned by Eric, not by Nigerians, because he's the coach, right?
Wait, if you say by Nigerians, what did Nigerians plan?
No, the Nigerians didn't even understand what we were expecting from the match. Let us be honest with ourselves. Now, if you notice, they removed Bassi at halftime because of that early yellow card he had. And I think they need to sit down with him and speak to him, because round of 16 has no chances. 90 minutes, if there are no winners, 30 minutes of extra time, and we go straight to the lottery of penalties. And Onuachu showed us that he could rove as a holding 9 and 8 at the same time, which was very awesome, because I remember both of us talked about it. Osimhen is still Osimhen. His presence alone puts fear into opponents, you understand? Now, Awozie came in for Awozie came in for Bassi.
I think it wasn't so much the yellow card as they needed to rest him. We are going into the round of 16. He has played all the group.
Then don't start him.
No, he has played all the group games. I mean, just he has the matter has been taken care of.
Yeah, but the yellow card played that role.
Okay.
If not for that yellow card, they would have allowed him finish the match. You understand? Now, I hope for a good draw. But most people are saying it's Mozambique. The way it's tilting towards Mozambique. The grudge match against DRC will likely not take place again.
Okay.
Probably until later rounds. But they played well, and let's hope for the best. And keeping clean sheets, I don't know how we can go about that.
Oga, clean sheet no concern us. Once you don't win match, at least win first. More they go. If you keep clean sheet, can't draw.
You're not getting one thing about.
I'll disagree with you on that.
Go ahead.
As much as I'm happy with the win, I was slightly disappointed for them to be conceding against 10 men. It shows a lack of
defensive concentration.
Exactly.
And it puts
crucial
nonchalance at times when they play.
Okay, but let's not be too critical. They won the game at the end of the day, but it's just that these little things may come in to affect them as the competition progresses. But let's hope the coach is able to solve that out.
Yeah, as we can all see, the Super Eagles have progressed as a team, as the competition has won on. We have seen them play better in the second group stage game against Tunisia than they did in the first match against Tanzania. And in this fixture, even though there was a lot of changes were worked into the 11, we saw that they performed at an admirable level. So kudos to Eric Shell. Now, like I said, we all had some, we were all left to be convinced about the players that were put on the pitch. But I want to ask you guys, who do you think made a case for themselves, like to start the round of 16 fixture from the players that came into the lineup in this match, Lord Raf?
Well, you have to start with Onuachu. He scored a goal today, and I mean that's the least the coach will expect for him bringing him on as a striker. Apart from that, I think other players were decent, but enough to maybe like get into the 11. I'm not so sure. I think he has to still go back to the previous 11.
Sabubu, what about you?
When you have Lukman and the other guy, I don't think anybody that played today can bench them. But they can come in as impact players when the going becomes very tough. Now,
I'm going to be a little bit controversial. I'll throw a little bit of controversy into this conversation. Now, a lot of quarters have been dissatisfied with the performance of the Super Eagles' current skipper, Wilfred Ndidi. The person who replaced him in the lineup today, in the person of Oyedika, Raphael, he scored 2 goals, acquitted himself properly in midfield. Now, do we think that at this point in time, he deserves a place in that round of 16 starting 11? I mean, when we were having this conversation, nobody brought Oyedika. You called Onachu. Onachu scored a goal. Oyedika scored 2. Of course, there's also Chukwueze who gave a plethora of assists. So, but like I said, what do we think about Oyedika in that defensive midfield role?
As you mentioned it, my mind just went to that. Oh, I actually skipped him out. And that's correct. He actually scored 2 goals. But I don't think he was put in the team to score goals. He was put in the team to show up the midfield. So I wouldn't really go by the fact that he scored goals. But what I would say is that sometimes team chemistry is very. Oyedika plays in the Champions League team. So can he get in ahead of Ndidi? Why not? Of course he can. But sometimes, when you change too much in a team, the chemistry might be lost and you might not be able to get it right. So I'm not saying he definitely must start ahead of him, but just because of the way they play so far, maybe what I would say is perhaps you can tweak it a little bit since he has shown he can contribute offensively. So why not a midfield try of Ndidi, Iwobi, and then Oyedika? Why not try that? If you don't want to use Oyedika,
all right,
be an option too.
Sabubu, over to you. You have always complained of Ndidi being leggy.
You have forgotten that we still have the guy from Brentford that is on.
Oyeka, he said, yeah, if you don't want to use Oyeka, you can do that.
Because we saw how good both of them played against Tunisia until that 5-10 minutes of loss of concentration, and it has actually worked for the Eagles very well. Now it now depends on how they can concentrate for 90 minutes, because if the way they play against Tunisia is the benchmark for me, that match. If they play, if they are focused for 90 minutes, Super Eagles can beat any team in this tournament with the way they move. Because against Tunisia, the first 70 minutes they were playing as a team. They moved, the way that everybody moves.
They moved the block up and down the pitch. Moving. Yeah.
So you couldn't really penetrate them because they had the ball most of the time. You get what I'm talking about? We didn't talk about the goalkeeper. Uzoho wasn't really tested, right?
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't really tested. But if what we are hearing that Nwabali is really injured, then they can play Uzoho. That's the truth.
I was actually getting to that, but you beat me to it. So we saw a performance that, like you said, he wasn't really tested. But a lot of us who remember what an Uzoho in goal feels like, we weren't so nervous today. I mean, he just transmits a certain level of nervousness to the fans, to the viewers. And somehow today, nobody was really worried that Uzoho got the ball. The ball was getting to our 18-yard box. So, like I said, I was getting to that. I wanted to ask you guys, do you feel that at this point in time, we can say, oh, we can play Uzoho if Nwabali is injured comfortably, even against better teams?
I think he needs a run of games, to be honest, because in Russia, he was not bad in that World Cup, that 2018 World Cup.
He was not great either.
But he wasn't bad. That's the most important. He doesn't need to be great. He wasn't bad at all. You understand? And he had runs of games over and over and over. The actual goalkeeper for that World Cup was that guy that was goalkeeper for Oyimba. That once Nigeria scores, he does that DRC goalkeeper style of dancing.
But dance.
Yeah, but he got injured before the tournament. That was why he couldn't be Nigerian #1. There's something about Nigerian keepers when they play so well in qualifiers and when the tournament actually
comes around,
they just suddenly get injured. It has happened over time. It happened to Shurumu that we had to bring Rufai back then. So we just have to look at it and give him a run of games and see. Because he's fit.
The only thing I would say to that is, he said we're not panicked or worried about it. So I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we already had 6 points. We're already topping the group. We already, no matter what happened today, we were safe. So a lot of people weren't really bothered. It was more like, okay, just play the 90 minutes and then Nwabali comes in for the next game.
We all know that even if there is not much at stake, the Super Eagles, the fans of the Super Eagles are always passionate about how the game turns out. Like Lord Raf and Sabubu said, they weren't happy we considered a goal, even though there was really nothing to it. So, guys, you've heard it all. I want you to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Please let us know. Are you supporting Uzoho to continue? Is a half-fit Nwabali better than a fully fit Uzoho? Also, let us know, do you feel that the Super Eagles captain can be dropped for a midfielder who made a statement with a 2-goal performance and, terriers run around in midfield. So let us know in the comment section. It's still the Fantastics AFCON special. Right here at Wash and Chills Lounge today, somebody went home with 15,000 naira cash. Evidence day. If you want to partake in our giveaway also, make sure you're following Fantastics podcast on all social media platforms. Search us will pop up, engage us, like, comment, and then watch out. When the round of 16 comes around, we will tell you where we are. You come and chill with us. You can leave your comments on our post, and you might be the lucky winner. Until we come back, when Nigeria steps up into the knockout rounds, it's still your #1 show, your #1 podcast, Fantastics. Guys, say good night to the fans.
All right, everybody, good night, and have a wonderful night rest, and hopefully we see you in the knockout stages as well.
Congratulations, Nigeria. All the best.